long time. And I have lots of stories to tell. I'm just not the best morning person. You got to catch me at night, Jeff. Awake. I'm a night hawk. That's why network marketing really suits me. But anyway, I do have lots of stories I can share with you over the years that I've been in this industry. But this one that Jeff wants me to focus on this morning was pretty interesting because I've been in the industry so long. You know, you realize that it becomes just part of your life, right? I've been networking. It's just something that you do. So it was in August of this year. I was out with my dog. I got a basket on my bike this year for my dog. I just love it. So we were biking along. And, you know, I really believe this. I believe in destiny, and I believe that certain people come into your life for a reason at a certain time. And if you really listen to the universe and you really listen to what's going on around you, things just start to happen. And more, the older that I get, the more that I believe that. Because it happens all the time now. And because not because it didn't happen when I was younger, it was I wasn't listening when I was younger. I'm older now. I don't want to say I'm old, but I'm a lot older now. So anyway, this is the day. I take off with my dog and I go different than I ever went before for some reason. And I ended up on the other side of this river that I always bike along. And I'm biking along and I see a couple, they're fly fishing. And I'm biking along and I just yelled out, "Oh, how is the fishing going?" And the lady turns around, she says, "Oh, well, we just started. We didn't catch anything yet." So I said, "Okay, well, have a great day." But I didn't stop. I'm doing this while I'm biking. And so then I'm just gone past. And it was as if, and like I said, it's the universe talking to you. It just was like, stop. I just stopped. And it was like, go back and talk to that lady. Not to sell her a picture. It just said, you need to stop and you need to go back and talk to that lady. So I always listen now. So I stopped, I turned around, I come back. Now, I didn't go and ask her about a helo. I said, well, and I'm going to tell you a tip about what makes a good network marketer. And it's because I am the most curious person on the planet. If you ever meet me, I want to know things. And it drives my husband insane because I don't want to know if you went for lunch. What did you have? What did it taste like? I got to know. I'm so curious because I live vicariously through other people's experiences and I love that. That's why I love this industry. So I said to her, it's so unusual to see a woman fly fishing. What's going on? So she starts talking and one day she's going to be on here and she'll tell you her part of the story. But anyway, she tells me this story. So we started connecting. Now I still I'm not even thinking really, going to, introduce her to the helo, but we started like form, like Jeff talks about, how we just started connecting. Well, it turns out that I was very interested in what she does. Okay, and not fake interested. I'm genuinely interested. Okay, in that she's a financial planner, because I'm 60 and I'm not retired, and she's 40-some and she's retired. So I'm interested in what she's doing, right? So I said, and so I gave her myself. I said, we have to connect. We have to connect. And because I'd really like to talk to you further. She says, okay. So I gave her my cell phone because I have a piece of paper. I said, can you put your name and number in here? So she did. Now at this time I'm thinking, and here's the other thing. So then I wanted a picture, and you'll see the picture in those, those pictures where we did Where in the World is Helo. I said, oh, by the way, would you mind taking a picture of me with my dog in the basket and me by the river with this device? So she says, sure. So we took a couple pictures. Now, she didn't ask me what this device was. She didn't ask me. And I didn't tell her. Because you know why? Because I knew I had her information. Now, if I didn't have her information and I wasn't going to see her again, of course, in cold market, you're going to say a little bit. But because I had her information and I knew I was going to go see this woman again, I just left it. we went for, now the story gets even more interesting because we went for coffee, and we're sitting having coffee, and again, just developing a relationship. She's telling me more about her business and things like this, and then in conversation we're talking about what we do, and we talked about, get this, it turns out that her and her husband know my husband, because my husband's always in the garage. They had motorcycles at one point. They always would stop and chat with my husband. I'm always inside networking in my office. I don't know the people that he knows that stop by. They love my husband because he tells stories. So, oh my gosh, we just can't believe this. What are the chances? So then we go, they invite us over for supper because, of course, they haven't seen him for a long time. So we go for supper. Well, it was just before we left that meeting. We were talking, and I mentioned the Hilo. And I didn't go into big detail. I just said, it's an amazing device. And I always mention, this is another tip. The most that I say, I mean, just to intrigue them, I say it does, would you believe it does blood pressure, ECG, and it's soon going to do remote glucose or non-invasive glucose monitoring. That's about the most I'll say. That was enough to make her, whoa, she said, that sounds interesting. But she didn't say nothing else. So, so we go for supper. Like, she's really passionate about what she does. Lisa, her name is not looking for anything else. But lo and behold, they're retired. You got to remember. And her husband, who is on this call right now, I saw him, he's here. He's retired. Remember, they retired in their 40s, a retired engineer. And she's looking for something for him to do. And that's where it all started. She says, then she started, and she actually came over to my house. So this is a process since August. And then she came over, she says, you got to show Art that thing. You got to show Art that thing. And so finally Art looked at my information online. Art started saying, whoa, this is pretty cool. And he'll tell you his story, I'm sure, maybe even today, I don't know. Then Art really gets it. And not getting it, he got it kind of for product. He didn't really get it for opportunity. But then I just I got him on the phone actually with Dan Mays, because even as a diamond, I used my upline. Please remember that. Always, even me, I use upline. And Dan got them to think not product, but opportunity. And this couple, since last Wednesday, are absolutely blowing it up. I'm kind of exhausted because we have been running since Wednesday, and they're coming to Vegas, and they've got team that's coming to Vegas with them. So Jeff,
Terry,
that's my story.
How many people have they personally sponsored already?
Well, Art's on here. We can bring him on. I think 12.
Yes, 12 people. Art, welcome to the team. Terry, I just want you to share that story with people, because there's a lot of good nuggets in there that I think people need to hear. Number one, right? Obviously, listening to that voice. How many times have you been said, your voice tells you, talk to that person, and the other voice says, nah, just keep going. Well, Terry's learned to listen to the other voice. And what happened? She wasn't there just to throw up all over her about Hilo. It was about building a relationship, connecting, right? Showing interest in what she does. And then when the time was right, she threw it out, and here we go. See, sometimes a lot of people see that you have dollar signs in your eyes. And when you come across that way, you're somebody not to embrace. And so, Terry did it almost textbook. Not almost, she did it. It was textbook. How can you do anything wrong when you got somebody who sponsors 12 people? And I did a call with them yesterday, and there's no doubt these guys are going to build a team and then figures out how to get to Vegas. So you'll meet this couple, guys, when you go. But Terry, I want to thank you for sharing that. It's just a great message that you can do business anywhere, anytime, with anybody. But I can't seem to get the visual out of my head, Terry, of you on a bike with a basket. I keep thinking of the Wizard of Oz. with the dog in the basket. But anyway, that's just my warped sense of humor. All right. So with that, guys, I want to talk about today is, we did this on Diamond Zone on Friday when we're talking about sharing your story with people. And, without vision, guys, you're not going to enjoy this business. You're not going to put forth the effort if every time you think about World Global Network, you think about negativity. I'm going to hear no's. People are not embracing it, right? That people don't like multi-level marketing, right? It's one of those things. And you got to make the mind switch that what you're doing is your craft, as you've heard me say many times. And I enjoy this journey because work without vision, this becomes drudgery. And visioning where you want to take this business. And I urge everybody to have that vision. But also vision without work is dreaming, right? I could have a vision, okay, but if I'm not willing to do necessary things, I'm just dreaming. I might as well just take a nap and just think about becoming wealthy, thinking about having a better house, thinking about getting out of my job. And this just becomes a dream. Then you wake up into what? The same reality as you went to sleep. The beautiful part of this is your vision is reality if you put forth any effort. Any effort. But you know what the problem is over here? You determine the effort. You determine when and where and with who. And unless we have a plan in order to reach people, it is just a dream. And then nothing changes and you wake up, you go, I've been involved in this thing for 90 days. This is not working. Well, your vision worked, but it's the work effort part of this that I think everybody realizes. And I know you hear it all the time. And vision coupled with work is destiny. Vision, net, say it with me, work marketing. Network marketing. That one word tells everybody what we do. Just think about it. Break it down. Net. What does that mean? I talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. I'm casting my net. Fishermen go in the ocean. What do? They cast a big net and they bring the net up, right, in this big, massive ocean, and they're going to catch a percentage of fish. Without casting a net, you catch nobody. So Terry had her net when she's driving along the lake, right? And all she did was stop. And she didn't even put any bait on the hook. She just formed a relationship. But isn't form a relationship, in essence, casting a net? When I say share the post, all that is you pressing a button going, I'm going to at least try and cast a net today. I'm going to put a list together. I'm going to put some saying and maybe get people to think, if that's all you did today, is that better than doing nothing? Sure. But on the other side, is that going to make you a millionaire? Of course not. But at least I press the send button and I cast it somewhat of a net to my base about a call or a promotion that was going on tonight at 6 o'clock. I'm just getting you guys to think. And that's our business. Now, I always talk about this, being definitive in what you want. Is that a word? Okay. From life, in your relationships, what your dream's place to live would be, your dream place. Okay. Your business, your health, your fitness. See, a lot of times we don't get this deep with people. See, not only do I do this with existing distributors, but I also do it with the new person. Remember I said it's so important to get with a new person within 24 hours? You want to know why? I want to define, I want to create that fire. I want to create that why. Because I know how important it is. And also, I want to make sure you understand something. When you dig deep with people, first of all, yourself, you unleash your fears. You start to realize that, you know what? I could create my own destiny. I could create my future. But I want you to understand that makes you different than anybody they've ever met in their life in 9 times out of 10. If I'm sitting down with a new person and I'm really getting deep and getting this person to open up so I could find their why, what do you think that makes you look like? Oh my gosh, I found a mentor. I found someone that could create a new vision for my life. This person really cares. Do you think that might go a long way when they hit their first obstacle? Because they've defined their why, finding out what matters to them, what really matters. And what's important, guys, is to refine your goals by breaking it down. This is your small successes, bite-sized pieces of action. It's not this. I'm going to get involved and I'm going to become a president next week. Wait, what? Do you have a team to bring over? No. Oh, okay. Do you have any network marketing experience? Well, not really. But wait a minute, you're going to become a president? No. See, it's my job to wake them up. Hang on a second. Let's define why you're even doing this first. See, a lot of people don't realize finding somebody's why is the first step to success. We think money's the first step to success. That's not the barometer. The first step to success is to get their mind right. And so they start to understand this is not a little thing. You guys, listen to me. This is not a little thing. But it's much bigger than Hilo. It's much bigger than the new apps they might announce, or we have in folio phones. It has nothing to do with what I'm talking about right now. It's getting people to understand they can have whatever they want. They are strong enough, and they can change their situation. You know how many people think they can't change? But this is, I think, if you leave somebody, well, first of all, if you've defined your why and it's powerful, it sets you for the future. I remember when this was set for me, when someone gave me the vision and said, don't you want to leave? Tell me why you want to do this. You know what I said? Because I'm sick and tired of working 14 hours a day for somebody else. That was the surface why. Remember I said there's layers of why? To build the layership of why? To build a foundation of why? That was my initial one. And so that's what got me to think, you know what? Why can't I earn $100,000 a month? And it was real simple, because the situation I chose would never allow me to become. So why would I ever think about it? Think about it. If we just made it about money and you want to make $100,000 a month, let's just use that number. In what you do right now, does the situation even give you that opportunity? Then why think about it? See what happens? We stop dreaming. That's what happens. We stop dreaming. You know what we say? We're going to give you permission to dream again. What's that worth? Just that. What's that worth? Yes, I deserve everything that comes my way. I deserve it. Okay, by the way, good and bad. Good and bad. What do you mean, Jeff? Well, if I'm doing nothing, I deserve the results I'm getting. Well, I have a group. What have you done? Okay, it's all about you making that decision. So what I always tell people is, we have to change our hypnotic rhythm. Your hypnotic rhythm that you have created for yourself up until now has got you to where you are. What do they always say? In order for things to change, who has to change? We do. Changing your hypnotic rhythm changes the path of where you're going. You just have to make sure that hypnotic rhythm that you're changing is going to give you the results you desire. Right? Okay, I'm 60 pounds overweight. I have to change my hypnotic rhythm. What do you got to change? I got to change how I eat. I got to change my exercise routine. I got to change a lot of things in order for me, if that's my desire, to lose 60 pounds. Because your hypnotic rhythm, as you have right now, got you to be 60 pounds overweight. Is that not right? Your hypnotic rhythm of what you do every day dictates your financial situation right now. So what do we have to change? I got to change that hypnotic rhythm. Now watch this. You got to embrace it and enjoy this new change. But let me tell you something. It will be uncomfortable. This new hypnotic rhythm will be uncomfortable. Wait a minute. I can't have bacon and eggs and 4 pieces of toast every morning. I got to change to having an apple and some. I can't even think right now. You know what I'm saying? I got to go from that, from the Denny's big breakfast, to eating some oatmeal. No, see, that's uncomfortable. I got to go to the gym and I got to listen to some guy for 1 hour making me do things I've never done in 40 years. Yeah, that's uncomfortable, isn't it? And now what are we telling you to do? You got to change your hypnotic rhythm. Look at me. Change your, you got to reach people. You got to talk to people. What, really? That's uncomfortable? I got to reach out to people. I got to figure out how to touch X amount of people per day. Is that really that bad? If that could get you to where you want to go, and when I finally sponsor somebody, I got to get them to do the same thing. See, it's gotten easier, yet my mind knows what it takes, and I have to have my why to try. Without my why being big enough, I'll never change my hypnotic rhythm. You ever hear the saying, okay, and you have to hit rock bottom in a lot of cases to make a change? In a lot of things, you know, you hear about AA, you hear about people who go into drug rehab and they say, well, what made you finally get clean? I hit rock bottom. And they tell the story of what happened. And they're so passionate about everything that happened when they hit rock bottom. And they're trying to make sure they go, I'll never go there again. That creates the why. But unless you experience any type of pain, I believe this in a lot of cases, why would you change? I'm comfortable. See, we got to get a lot of people uncomfortable. I know that sounds kind of weird, but I'm just telling you, understand where that's coming from. Until Jeff was uncomfortable, I didn't go to work. And you guys, how many times you've heard the story? And if you haven't, let me repeat it one more time. When the home equity was spent, when the severance package was gone, when the credit cards were maxed, is when I finally said, I have to make this work. Up until then, I wasn't uncomfortable. I could pull from the home equity line. I had the severance package coming in. I had many, many different credit cards, okay, that I could put things on. I didn't have to make this work. And until all that was depleted, and Lisa said, okay, go get a job because you're not taking this seriously, is when I finally broke out in a sweat I said, you know what? It's time to get uncomfortable. Because the thought of going back to what I hated was way worse than making some damn phone calls and learning a presentation. By the way, some people need to hear that one. Doing a presentation. So these are the behavioral changes. And to change your hypnotic rhythm, everybody, listen, it's consistency. Oh my gosh. I don't know what else I could say about this. I get crazy. It's consistency. Well, if you enjoy your journey, you're going to be consistent in doing it. The hypnotic rhythm has to be every day. Every day. This is not, well, I'll do it today and then not even think about talking to a person for 2 weeks. Daily, same time of day. Okay, is this not a perfect example? I'm not patting myself on the back, but if I have to lead by example, is Diamond Zone not the same time of day every day? Is it not consistent? Could you not go to bed and set your alarm to this? And like I said, it's not about that. I just understand, okay, in order for things to get to where you want to take them, you got to be consistent. But let me ask you all a question, please. Just answer it to yourself. What have you really been consistent in doing in your world global network business? Remember, this is Diamond Zone talk. What have you really been consistent in doing? Be honest with yourself. Is it a money-making activity? If you're not consistently touching new people or doing presentations or three-way calls, okay, those are the money-making activities. And I will tell you, when you start to do this consistently, guess what starts to happen? You start to fill up your funnel. You start to enjoy the process. You start to understand the process. You start to know, how many people do I have to put in this funnel to get consistent results? And here's what's going to happen. You're going to want it faster than sometimes it happens. The person that joins the gym does not want to hear that's going to take a year to 2 years to lose the 60 pounds. They want to have it tomorrow. I joined, and they go home, they go, how come the weight's still on me? Wait, the journey just started. I used to tell people, Mrs. Jones, by buying this membership does not get you in shape. Coming every day consistently and doing what that damn trainer tells you gets you in shape. Oh, you mean me not paying the $69 a month isn't going to get me in shape? No. That just gives you an opportunity to get into shape. Sound familiar, anybody? You buying your package with your premium pack and your BioZen does not make you wealthy. Hate to break it to you. That just gives you an opportunity to be part of something very special. Now we got to insert what? The new hypnotic rhythm. That's what we have to insert. The new hypnotic rhythm. And I got to make some changes. And when you embrace it, and I don't know when that happens for you, I don't know. You've heard me say this 10,000 times. If I reach one person out of the 117 that were on this call today, and one person makes a decision to change their hypnotic rhythm, Diamond Zone was worth it today. I'm never trying to reach 120 or 1,000 or 10,000. I'm looking to hit one. I know the power of one. It's just doing it is what has to happen. Because what happens when you do this, it's amazing. You're not worried about all the little things. You have less complaints. You have a new focus. Your action and your effort equals results. And all anybody ever asks, all you can ever ask from yourself is do the best you can do that day. Do the best. And remember, this is your journey. Jeff, I don't have the time. Okay, listen, if you're working, have you scheduled when you could do it? That's all. Well, I have this amount of time today. Okay, then take that amount of time and make sure you put forth the necessary effort during that time frame. And based on that determines where you can take your business. See, these are the behavioral changes, guys. This is how you change your hypnotic rhythm. And it's amazing what starts to happen. What started uncomfortable becomes comfortable. And if you heard Terry, see, I listened to Terry. Terry's been in network marketing for 30 years. She says, it's just matter of fact for me now. The uncomfortable became comfortable. So when that other voice said, turn around, Terry, turn around, go talk to this lady. That's because that's her craft. But to ask her that 20 years ago, she probably would have kept driving the bike. Oh no, I would never talk to her. Well, that's how a lot of people do network marketing. I understand it, but I'm going to say it again. What in the beginning is so uncomfortable where you'll actually break into a sweat becomes comfortable. And that's when you know you've arrived. That's when you know, okay, that you know what? This works. Okay, I love this. And that's what I love about this business. It's all the different changes that you go through. And you just got to be willing to accept change. That's all. Brick walls are not there to keep us out. Brick walls are there to show us how badly we want something. Have you experienced this yet in your business? Think. What's the brick wall analogy in this quote? What's the brick wall? People telling you no. People coming up with all their objections. That's the brick wall. Is it multi-level marketing? Is that a pyramid? I have no time. I have no money. I got to ask my wife. But if you want something bad enough, you'll maybe sit down with a person and dig a little deeper. Maybe you'll ask them and find out and build a rapport like Terry did. She didn't vomit all over the person as they were fly fishing. She built a relationship. She showed interest in them. And then met for coffee or whatever, and then dinner. And found out and then throws out something when the person finally said, what do you do? And that person knew, okay, after Terry did it the right way, that she didn't have an agenda. So she was not someone to defend against. And so it became such a natural conversation. But see, this is why a lot of people build network marketing wrong. See, Terry always has a full funnel. So when she threw that couple into the funnel, it was, you know what? Maybe what will come out of this funnel is another friend. That's okay. But that person is going to know what I do. And look what happened. They were open. They're retired at 40 whatever. He's bored. They're coming to Vegas. Don't tell me this doesn't work, guys. It works. But until your why is big enough, those brick walls, man, they seem like you'll never penetrate one, right? Unless you start to go out there. Hungry, focused, determined, consistent vision. Tiger eye, sweat, hard work, commitment, passionate. These traits come when you have a defined why. Excuse me. As you all know. You know, and I know everybody on this call has a story. I know everybody could share with us, okay, their rock bottom in some form of their life where it was eye-opening and an awakening. I think a lot of us need an awakening. and go, you know what? In order for things to change, I have to change my hypnotic rhythm. And maybe today's the day we change that hypnotic rhythm. Okay? It is what carries you through the thick and thin, the why, the highs and lows. It is what creates the tool to climb and conquer those brick walls. It is what makes you dig deeper and find ways to make it work. And I'm going to say this, guys. I'm just going to be as honest as I can be. Very few people will really define their why, where it's big enough to dig deeper. It's big enough to create the avenues to open the doors and go all the way. Very few people. Because I'm telling you, I think a lot of people just settle. Well, you know what? My house my house is better than so-and-so's. At least I got a car that's 10 years old. His is 20 years old. I'm okay. You know, if something happened, I'm okay for the next 3 months. Because let's just call this what it is. This takes effort. But here's what I'm about. If you enjoy the effort, if I could get you to enjoy the uncomfortable, to help you make that comfortable, it's over. There's your secret to success. When you can make the uncomfortable comfortable. And now how do you do it? By doing it every day. I mean, I know you guys are sick and tired of my analogies, but it's just so, the relationship between exercise and this is the same thing. It's the most uncomfortable thing you'll ever do if you haven't worked out in a while. But all of a sudden it becomes uncomfortable not to work out. That's when you arrived. I want this to be uncomfortable that you didn't call somebody today, that you didn't get 25 no's. Yes. Oh my God, I got 25 no's today. High five and your husband. Why would you celebrate getting 25 no's? Because they didn't bother me. And I knew that put me one step closer to my yes. That's why. High five me, honey. Give me a kiss. Yes. Yes. That's the business, guys. Everything we do is about offering people an opportunity to maybe enjoy a watch. But also, how about this one? Letting everybody know there's a business opportunity surrounding this helo. And it may start with you making a post. See, we didn't have these posts 10 years ago. There was no post. The only way I could post is run an ad for $600. That was my post. That was my Facebook. I had to run an ad. I had to run a radio commercial. Now, okay, it's become so easy for us to reach people, but yet some still don't do it. Some still won't press the share button and say, hey, Mary, listen, I just started a business. I thought of you. Watch this 2-minute video. And you know what? There's an opportunity presentation tonight at 6 o'clock. Share. Just that. Watch what that does. That's like going to the gym and going, okay, I'm going to walk on the treadmill. I'm going to walk on the treadmill at level 1 for 1 minute. And that was your goal. And you did it. You did level 1 for 1 minute. And you think that was like a 1 minute from hell. But you know what? Success. You did it. You set a goal and you did it. And then 60 days later, you're doing level 12. Okay, level 12 for an hour. That's the business. It's just now you're increasing your numbers and you're increasing your retention. That's all it is. But it's all about having your plan. Your plan. And that's what I urge all of you. Really dig down, define your why that makes you cry, Have your plan to change your hypnotic rhythm. And all you got to do is ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now getting me the results I want to get? Real simple question. No, then something's got to change. And then just remember this training. I got to change my hypnotic rhythm. My job is to reach people. And I have to figure out, because this is my craft, how and when I'm going to reach people. And what do we always say? How about just starting here? How about just starting here today? Just go through this whole list right here. I'm holding up a phone. Just go through all your contacts. Just be honest with yourself. Does everybody know what I do? It's amazing. We'll talk to everybody if we got a promotion, make an extra 50 cents an hour, and everybody in your Rolodex will know that you got a 50-cent pay raise. But now you have an opportunity to change people's lives financially, and no one knows. Why? Because you think you care what other people think. I'm just telling you what was with me. That was my big thing. I cared what other people think. Until someone said, the day you stop caring what other people think is the day you start to become and on your way to becoming wealthy. Goes, Jeff, you need to care what you think. You know what? That made a change. That person was right. Why do I care? Are they going to pay my bills if something happened? No. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all of you being on Diamond Zone every morning. And remember, tonight, 6 o'clock, when you see the post, just asking, share it. And at least, you know what, just make a plan. I'm going to share that, and I'm going to put together a message, and I'm going to touch 20 new people today. Just try it. Just do it, and let's see what happens. I'm going to set up a 3-way call today. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to set up a 3-way call. I'm going to start planting seeds. Today, my business starts. Love you guys. Take you. Let me say bye to you guys. Hang on. Everybody wave. Peggy, wave at me. Smiles, everybody. Smiles. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.